My situation with the whole vaccines, listen, I've been in this band for 11, 12 years. I've toured the world. I've been to places where I've had to have hepatitis, yellow fever, malaria, you know, more than once. So I was never an anti-vax.
No.
So I had the flu vaccine. I mean, I had a cardio version, which is to put my heart back into rhythm. I have an irregular heartbeat. My doctor advised me to have the flu jab. Because I was vulnerable. 2 days afterwards, I had a growth on my lymph nodes, and that threw my heart back out of rhythm. So there was no way I was going to risk having this vaccine just so I could go back on the road.
This isn't quite the same as, you know, giving up some kinds of jobs. I mean, when you're on stage, there was a huge crowd in Rotterdam.
Yeah.
And when you're on stage singing those songs they all love, like Red, Red Wine, do you miss it? Is there like a hole where that part of your life was?
Of course you miss it. I was hired by Ali Campbell and the management to perform these songs. And listen, UB40, the legacy they have is phenomenal. And to be on stage with that and perform Red, Red Wine every night, knowing what's to come, was a privilege for me. And I do miss it. But I won't put my life on the line just to sing Red, Red Wine.
Are you surprised? Van Morrison made this point. He was complaining at one point that the only other guy apart from him who was interested in getting the music business back to normal was Andrew Lloyd Webber. And Van Morrison said that, you know, we're talking about rock music, pop music, which for 70 years now, since Rock Around the Clock, is supposed to be countercultural, edgy, transgressive. And on this thing, it's basically pure compliance all the way. Not edgy, not transgressive, won't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the politics of music, it has been a thing over the years. I think for me, this was more principles than politics.
No, but I meant from the point of view of the music industry. The music industry.
Oh,
so we don't care whether you're post-thrash, metal, or whatever. You've all got to do things the same way.
Absolutely, and it's a lot of musicians and bands that I thought would actually stand up to this as well. I can name you 5 bands on one hand that have actually stood up. The Freds, obviously, being one of them. They're good friends of mine. Ian Brown, and as you say, Van Morrison. But listen, that's a handful of people. But the main reason I kind of took this stand and wanted to do this was because on my Facebook group, during the lockdown and coming out of the lockdown, it turned into a community page. And I always used to ask people every day how they were doing, and people used to interact between themselves, even when I wasn't on there. And towards the end of it, I started getting messages. I'd ask how they were doing, and it was, well, yeah, I'm okay, Matt, but I've had to hand my notice in because I've got 10 days left because they said I've got to have the vaccine and I'm not prepared to have it. So, you know, I've been there for 15 years, but I've got to say goodbye to the job I loved. So I kind of felt a bit of, I connected with these people, and the whole group still is a community. So if I can put the word out there that people are doing this, you know, obviously in healthcare, and they're doing it in the entertainment industry as well. It needs to stop. It needs to change, because mental health is a serious issue. All these people that haven't been involved, you know, in COVID, or they're suffering. These people are suffering mental health. Once they've been fired, nobody knows what their life is like and what they're going through at home. You know? And people need to stand up for these people now.
No, you're right.